Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Welcome back, dear brothers and sisters. I welcome you all to Madina Book 2, class 64, inshallah, today. So, what we're going to do today? So, we are doing classes on Al Muda'af, so where the Ain Kalima and Lam Kalima is similar. So, we've done a lesson number 29 from Madina Book 2. Inshallah, what we're going to do is just do some exercises from the same lesson and just have a nice revision, and we'll do inshallah lesson number 30. We'll just visit back again inshallah. So let's bring some examples. So it's a revision exercise here. Hajja akhi qabla thalatha a'wamin. So hajja, so we know it is hajjaja, so that's the fa'al, and akhu is your fa'il, and ya mutakallim, so mudaf ilayhi. So hajja akhi qabla, you know, this zarf always comes as a mansoob, so it comes to detail, and qabla always comes as a mudaf, and you have, I mean, zarf, what comes after zarf is a mudaf ilayhi. Qabla thalathata a'wamin. A'wamin is a plural for amun. Amun means 1 year. A'wam means years. So my brother did hajj before 3 years. Wa ana, and I hajjajtu. So that's what we're looking at, the file hajjajtu. Whenever mutaharrik pronoun, if you remember, there's a sukoon on the lam kalima. So hajjajtu hadal am. So I did hajj in this year. So example number 2. Huwa sabbani. Huwa sabbani. So sabba means to abuse. So he abused me. Nunu vikaya, ya mutakallim, he abused me. Walakinnani. So in the lakinna and nunu vikaya mutakallim, this ya is the ism lakinna. So mansub and ma sababtuhu. What does it say? Ma sababtuhu. So I did not abuse. Sabab plus tu is the fa'il and who is the maf'ulun bihi. He abused me, but I did not abuse him. Azunnuka taliban. So very easy one here. Zanna yazunnu. I think. Azunnu is I think. Ka is you. I think you are a student. Taliban is a maf'ulun bihi. So here, if you see here, there are 2 maf'ulun bihis coming here. So there are some fails. So we will be going again at the end of the class that certain fails will come as a 2 maf'ulun bihis. So zanna, I think that you are a student. Asubbu. See, asubbu with sod means to pour. So we need to remember, sod means to pour. Did asubbu laka mazidan min ash-shaya ya sayyidi. So here is a question, harf al-istifham here. So it's separate. So shall I pour to you more from the tea, O sir? Asubbu laka mazidan min ash-shaya ya sayyidi. La wa shukran. So if you see here, the way it is say, if you want to say in English, we say no thanks. But if you want to say in Arabic, so we have to bring this wow. It's very important. If you are telling la shukran, that means there is no thanks for you. So we say la wa shukran means no and thank you. I thank you. So it's kind of a thing which you need to remember. So la shukran is kind of rude, you can say, but it's a la wa shukran is the proper way. One here. So we need to see whether this is lam or lima. So if it was a lam, so this tajurrina should have been tajurri. The noon should have been disappeared. So it will be lam tajurri. You did not. The meaning will change and the fa'il will change. But if you see here, noon of marfu is here. Tajurrina, ya is anti. So this is not lam, this is lima. So why are you lima tajurrina? Why are you pulling athawba? So that means your garment. Fifth turab, in the dust, ya Fatima. So why are you pulling your garment? Fifth turab, ya Fatima. So number 6. a'adatta. So if you just see here, ya su'ad. So this is a not, she is a feminine, so this one will be adatti. So if it is a muzakkar like ya Ali, it will be adatta. So we have to just look at the whole sentence before we make a decision whether it's been talking about a male or female. So to have a correct translation, correct understanding. So see adatti hadihi riyalat. So why we have hadihi? Because riyalat is considered a kullu jama' muannas. So it's considered single female. So we have hadihi. أعددت هذه الريالات يا سعاد؟ نعم. So yes, عددتها. So I counted them. Here means not it means they, or مئة ريال. So then they are 100 riyals. So لما دخلت البيت شممت رائحة طيبة. So here we have to understand lamma. This lamma is when. So especially it's a very, very classical where you want to say that when I entered in the past. So the lamma is used more properly. Innama is also used, supposed to be more in futurity, but it can be used in both situations. But lamma is for the past tense. So when I entered, lamma dakhaltu here does not mean not yet. When I entered the house, dakhaltu al-bayta, shamimtu, I smelled ra'ihatan tayyiban, a good aroma, you can say. So yamurru, marra yamurru means to pass by. Yamurru means he passed. So we're looking for the fa'il. So we know this al-mudiru is your fa'il. So the mudir passes al-fusuli kull sabahin. Mudir passes by the classes every morning. The head teacher. Mudir means head teacher. So now we're going to do some practice about Amr and see how the mudaf you make Amr. So example 1, Jurra hadal maktab. Jurra means pull. Pull this. This here is your maf'ulun bihi, and this will be maktaba. So we know after Ismail Ishara al is the badal. So here that is al maktaba. Jurra hadal maktaba. So pull this table. Subba. So you know subba is coming. Subba. Now pour. So here we know subba is pour. Al qahwa the liduyuf. So for the guest, pour coffee for the guests. Number 3, udda. So udda means count. You're telling somebody order file taqdiru anta. File mustatir. So how do we describe this? Fa'ilun majzumun bi sukunil muqaddara. So here the sukun is, we know the sukun, but the fatha is for our pronunciation. So udda hadal. So udda count hadihil kutub. So hadihi is because it's a kullu jama' muannas. So count these books. So that's how you translate. The final one, shamma. Shamma means here it means smell. So it says smell hadihil zahrata. So here zahrata hadi is even for singular. It is not this because it's a tamarbuta. Smell this flower. So need to keep an eye on these small things, inshallah. So let's do some majzoom examples. So how to make majzoom here. So first examples, ahajajta. It's a question here. So we have to say no, I did not. So we say la lam ahujja. So lam ahujja. Here again, how do you describe this fa'al? Fa'al majzumun bi sukunil muqaddara. So the sukun, that's estimated sukun, but that's a fatha for pronunciation. So we know this is not a real fatha. So if you have to bring in a proper nasara yansuru form, if you have to break the idgham, so it will be la lam ahjuj. So la lam ahjuj. So ahjuju will turn into ahjuj. So if you say adatta, so did you count hadihil kutub? Ya binti, adatti again here. So binti, so it will be adatti. Oh my daughter, did you count these books? So she's saying no. Let's say la lam a'udda. So no, I did not count them. So if you want to bring in the breaking the idgham, fakku idgham, it is called. So what do you say? La, lam, a'adud. Lam, a'adud. Examples. A, sabab. So if you look here, sabab, ta. So to look at the who is being directed to understand the proper vowel sign here. So did you abuse? Sabab, sabba means to abuse. Did you abuse zami laka? See, zamila is your mafulun bihi. So if you says zamilu, then becomes file. The whole sentence is wrong. So the meaning will change. So we have to be very careful. Each vowel sign, as I said before, is a weight of a gold. You cannot go wrong. Asababta zamiluka hada. So here hada is your badal for zamilu. So did you abuse this colleague of yours? Ya Ali. So what is Ali saying? La lam asubba. So no, I did not abuse him. So we know lam makes fail mudari into majzoom and the meaning it changed into madi. So if you want to do fakku idgham, so you say lam asbub. So most of them we know it is a bab nasara yansuru. So it will be lam asbub. So get some more examples. Amar al mudira al fusul. Did the mudir again marra to pass? So did the mudir, the head teacher, again you're looking for the fa'il, did the head teacher pass by the classes? So you're saying no, so you say la, lam yamurra, lam yamurra. So if you want to say in fakku idgham, so how do we say la, lam yamrur, lam yamrur. This is how we have to understand. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring an ayah from the Quran where you can actually see how this is being used, this concept. So if we see this ayah from Surah Maryam, it says, قالت أنا يكون لي غلام ولم يمسسني بشر ولم أك بغيا. So we're going to do a quick analysis to understand how the things are connected here. So we know قالت is the فعل, قال is your فعل أجوف, okay, and here تاء تانيثي referred to فاعل مستتر تقديره هو مريم. So here Maryam said, and now the ayah becomes Anna. So what is Anna? So here Anna means Kaifa. Anna means Kaifa, how. So when the angel Jibreel comes to Maryam alayhi salam and he says that Allah gives you good news about Isa ibn Maryam, and then she gets surprised and says, how is it possible? And she says Anna Kaifa. It's like a surprise. How is it? And yakunu, kana yakunu, we've learned that kana yakunu will have ism and khabar. So here we're looking he be. So yakunu means he, kana means he was, and yakunu means he is or he be. So it's looking at ism, we are looking for the marfu. So where is the marfu here? We got غلام. So if it's the sign of dhamma, so that's a غلام. So how is that a slave here? Slave, ghulam means slave of Allah. How can I have a slave of Allah? How can there be a slave of Allah to me? Li walam yamsasni. So here wow, this wow, as we have done before, this is called wow al hal. This is not an ataf, it's a condition. So in what condition? So it says anna yakunu li ghulaman. How is it possible for there a slave of Allah be to me while I am? This is how you describe this. This wow means while I am. In the condition. What conditions? Lam yamsasni. So if we're looking at lam, is harfu jasmin wa qalbin. So and yams, this is called wawul hal. Just wanted to bring it that. And yamsasni. So what is this yamsasni? It comes from massa, yeah, massu. So it's muda'af, massa yamassu, to touch, and he touches. And if you break the idgham, it will be masisa. So it is bab samia and yasma'u. So how do you, it will be yamsasu if it was a fakku idgham. So we'll break the idgham. So if you want to make this much zoom, it will be Yam, lam, yam, sas. That's how we have here. Lam, yam, sas. So how can there be a slave of Allah to me while, and yam sas here we are looking for the file, whether it's mustatir or mawjood. So yam sasu is the file, for example here. So basharun. So the basharun is the file for yam sas. So while a man or no man has touched me. That's what it means. How قالت أن يكون لي غلام ولم يمسسني بشر, while I'm in a condition that no man has touched me, and ولم أك بغية, and I'm not one among the who is rebellious. So we're going to do this later. So just to bring this massa yamassu and masisa yamsasu and lam yamsas. This is how it is used. Let's move forward. So with one more example of how this ayah we've been doing from right from the beginning of class 1 from Madina book 1 till Madina book 2 every time, and this is the dua of the Prophet Musa Islam, which Allah has taught through the Prophet Musa to us what to say, and most of the scholars we will be hearing, they will be doing this dua. So what does it say? So qala again fa'al ajruf, fa'al mustatir taqdiruhu Musa. So he said, what is this? Rabbi. So qala, just tell this dua first. Qala rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. So rabbi, so what is rabbi? Rabbi is munada mansubun. So but we don't see a sign of fatha. So what's happening here is, first of all, there is ya which is mahzuf. So it is ya rabba, and there is ya mutakallim which is mahzuf. So there are two things which are dropped here, harfu nida and ya mutakallim. So how do we describe this? Rabbi is rabba is munada mansubun, alamatu nasbihi al-fathatu muqaddara. And what, how do we say? Before coming of ya there was fatha. So just if you want to say this before coming of ya, you say ala ma qabla ya'i mutakallim. So before the ya mutakallim came, there was fatha. Because of ya, it turned into kasra. It gave a kasra and it went off. So that's how we have Rabbi means oh my Lord. So here we can see in this ayah, there's a beautiful example of different types of amrs which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has used, and we should be able to understand all the forms, inshallah. So sharaha yashrahu. So ishrah. So here we know if there was no word before, it would have been kasra because there is a fatha. So ishrah, because of because hamzatul wasl, there's no pronunciation, so it becomes rabbishrah. So expand. Sharaha means he expanded. Yashrahu, he expands. So you're telling to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, taqdiruhu anta, meaning that you expand, and li, for me, is here, it is jar majrur, harf jar and ism majrur. Sadri. So sadra is your maf'ulun bihi, mansub. So alamatu nasbihi al-fathatu alama qabla ya'i. Before the ya came, there was fatha, but because of ya mutakallim, it becomes sadri, my chest. So open, telling rabbishrah, expand for me my chest, wa yassir. So this waw is ataf, yassir. So it is form 2. We have done this in previous classes here. So where it is, for example, we said allama yu'allimu, allim means you're giving command. So yassara yassiru, yassir means to make it easy. To make it easy, you're requesting Allah, you're doing dua to Allah. So say, make it easy for me, amri, so my task. And wahlul. So wahlul, again, this is what we are interested in today's class, is muda'af. So how do we know it's muda'af? So we can say ayn kalima and lam kalima are together. So what is the verb here? The verb is halla. Halla means to untie. To untie. So again, it is bab nasara, so it will be yahullu. Yahullu. But if you make the amar will be hulla. But if you break the idgham, fakku idgham, so it becomes uhlul. It will be halala yahlulu, and tahlulu will be take the adamat mudari', bring hamzatul wasl and give it majzum, will be uhlul. is untie. So because of again wow, you say wahlul. Wahlul. Uqdatan is the knot. Here uqdatan means because Prophet Musa was stammering, and we know that has a limitation for him. So he says, how can I go to him? So if you want me to go to make expand my chest, make me strong, and make the task easy for me, and untie my tongue. Uqdatam min lisani. Remove the stammering from my tongue, from lisani. So we know it is ism majrur wa huwa mudaf. Ya mutakallim mudaf ilayhi. Uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. So we have to understand here yafqahu. So we know this is ya is alamatu mudari'. So but there's something missing. So this fa'al comes from faqiha, means it is same like fahima, to understand. Yafqahu, and they all means yafqahuna. So yafqahuna, this wow represents hum. So it's not yafqahu, it's yafqahu. Wow represents hum, and noon is a sign of marfu. So why is there is no noon? So this is what we're going to learn in book 3. So if we just briefly touch upon this, I mean, we've been doing in previous where we are looking at fa as coming as a reason. So if you know maridtu ayyam al-yawm, the same lesson, that's number 29, maridtu ayyam al-hajj fa baqitu. Because of this, I remained fil huna madinatul munawwara. So what the fa was coming to give us as a reason connected to what is coming before. So when you don't use fa, so how do we know, how do we connect the two things? So then you drop the noon here. So here the noon is dropped as a reason. So your Prophet Muhammad, Rabbi shrah li sadri, you expand my chest, wa yassir li amri, make my task easy for me, wahlul uqdatam min lisani, untie that knot from my tongue. So what happens when Allah does all these things? So that's why the noon is disappeared. Now it's a new thing. It is called jawab shart. So we're going to do the conditional sentences in book 3 inshallah. So that's why we have yafqahu, so that they understand qawli, my talk, what I'm going to tell them. So that's just to bring uhlul, and then thought it'll be nice to explain this. So let's is lesson number 30. Again, we've done this before in lesson number 28. I just went through briefly. So this is from the book. We're going to get the examples what Dr. Abdul Rahim brings us. So here is going to bring us the al-fa'al, madi, mudari' marfu, mudari' mansoob, mudari' majzoom, and al-amr. So for example, the first type of fa'al is as-salim. So we know salim, where there is no hamza, waw, or ya. So for example, kataba yaktubu marfu, lan yaktuba mansub, lam yaktub majzoom, and uktub. Right, salim. And mahmuz, mahmuz which has hamza. Mahmuz is the fa'al which has hamza, and hamza can come in the. So this is about talking about 3-letter fa'al. So fa kalima, ain kalima, and lam kalima. So it's called mahmuz al fa'i, mahmuz al aini, and mahmuz al lami. So akala, ya'kulu, lan ya'kula, lam ya'kul. So we know akala is amar has got atypical. It's kul. It's not kul. It is only kul. Sa'ala yas'alu, yas'alu, lan yas'ala, lam yas'al, is'al, ask. So qara'a, he read, yaqra'u, he reads, lan yaqra'a, he will not read, lam yaqra', he did not read, iqra', read. First letter from the Quran revealed. Muda'af. So with muda'af we know where the ain kalima and lam kalima is repeated, is the same, and that's the whole journey we are doing at the moment. So adda, ya'uddu, lan ya'udda, lam ya'udda, udda, to count. Shamma, he smelled, yashammu. So we know shamma is shamima. So here very cleverly Dr. Abdul Rahim brings different babs here. So bab nasara yansuru, ya'uddu, and this is sami'a yasma'u, shamma yashammu, lan yashamma, lam yashamma, Shamma. So if you say here mansub and majzum, they both look same, but we know what comes before will tell us whether it is the real fatha or fatha of the phonetics. Jadda is like jahada, strive. Yajiddu. So it is jadada, daraba yadribu. Lan yajidda, lam yajidda, jidda. Al-mu'tal al-fa'a. So then comes the weak ones. So al-mithal. So waqafa yaqifu. The waw gets stopped in mudari'. Yaqifu. Lan yaqifa. Lam yaqif. Qif. Qif means stop. So he stopped. So you waqfa. You say, it's like where it is stopped. In Urdu, you say waqfa. So al-mu'tal al-aini is called al-ajwaf. So we know qala. So it can be qawala, ba'a, baya'a, nama, nabima. So different babs here. Qala yaqulu, bab nasara. Lan yaqula, lam yaqul, and qul. Ba'a yabi'u, lan yabi'a, lam yabi' bi'a. Nama, he slept. Yanamu, he stays. Lan yanama, he did not stay. Lam yanam, he did not. He will not sleep. He did not sleep. And nam. And then we got al-mu'tal al-lami, the final mu'tal here. So masha, with a weak here. So we know whenever there's a weak versus ya, it opens up at mutaharrik pronouns. Yamshi, so there is no sign of dhamma. Lam yamshiya. So whenever there is a mansub, the ya is the fatha. Ya will get fatha, and when it becomes majzum, it's called majzum and be hazafi harfi illa. A harfi illa is completely dropped. Masha yamshi, lan yamshiya, lam yamshi, imshi. Nasiya, forgot. Again here. Yansa, because of fatha, the signs on the ya will keep changing. Lan yansa, so there's no two fatha, so just only one fatha here. And lam yansa bi hazafi harfi illa. Insa, forget. Naha is to forbid. Yanha, he forbids. Lan yanha, again because we see there's a fatha, the same rules apply, so you will not have the sign on the ya. And lam yanha, so it is without bi hazafi harfi illa. Inha, forbid. Da'a, yadu'u, invited, so he invites. Lan yadu'uwa, so if it's dhamma, then the wa will come, it will get a fatha. Lam yadu'u, udu'u, call upon or invite. So that's the final one now. So it's called al-lafif. Al-lafif means where we have two weak letters coming in the fa'al. So if they are together, so it's called mafruq. So like kawa yakwi, lan yakwiya, lam yakwi, ikwi. And al-lafif, al-mafruq, where the weak letters are separated. So waw and ya are separated by a salim word, salim letter. Waqa, he protected. Yaqi, he protects. Lan yaqiya, lan yaqiya, he will not protect. Lam yaqi, he did not protect. So if you see here, qi, just one letter is a complete sentence. That's the miracle of the Quran. So taqi, so you take away the mudariya, alamat mudariya, and you take away the bi hazafi harfi illa. So what is remaining is qi. You can pronounce, you don't need any hamzatul wasl, so which means you protect us. So we haven't done, that's the whole thing. So we're just going to do bring an ayah with this amr, so which I think the most of us will be knowing very comfortably from Surah Al-Baqarah. So رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. The most comprehensive, most simple dua what we can find if you want to ask Allah the goodness in both the worlds. So Rabbana, again we know ya is missing, munada, Rabba, munada mansub, and because it's mudaf and na is mudaf ilayhi, oh our Lord. So atina, so here this is, we see is hamzatul qata, this is a fail amr, so we are asking, doing dua to Allah. Okay, grant or bestow. So it comes from four-letter verb. Ata, ata, yu'ti. So ati, na is as, atina, fid dunya. In the world, hasanatan. Why hasanatan? Because that's the maf'ulun bihi for atina. So give us the good or bestow upon us the good in this world. Wa ataf fil akhirati hasanatan. Again, wow is ataf, and this hasanatan is mawtufun ala first hasanatan. So still you are asking, grant us the goodness in akhirah, fil akhirati. And wow at the beginning of a new sentence here. And qi, you protect. You're telling to Allah to, you're giving not command here. You're saying Allah, you protect. You're requesting, doing dua. As na waqi na azaba. So protect from what? So if you see here, this got two mafulun bihis. Na is mafulun bihi number one. So protecting from somebody from something. So that's why we need two mafulun bihis. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are requesting, you protect us from what? Azaba is your mafulun bihi number two. Wa huwa mudaf. An-nari is mudaf ilayhi. Wa khina azaban nari. So we complete our lesson on this note, and we do dua to Allah. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. I hope you enjoyed our lesson. So I'll see you again in the next class. Until then, Assalam.